Welcome to vectors. Today we're just going to start with vector models. So knowing what a vector is, how it looks, and how we add them and subtract them. So first, a few little definitions about vectors. A vector has both a magnitude and direction. The magnitude, sometimes you'll see this as norm, is the length of the vector and has notation. Say you have vector A, it would look like a double absolute value. So this would tell me the length of A, the magnitude of A. The direction has notation, we'll say A comma B. So it looks like a point, except it has these arrowed parentheses. So A would represent the movement horizontally, kind of like the X value. And B will represent the movement vertically. It's like an X and Y value. Okay, so we're going to practice drawing some of these. I have 4 given vectors, and I'm going to be manipulating them and drawing them in this section down here. So first what I want to notice is that A starts here and goes to the right 3. B goes down 2. V has an X and a Y direction. It goes right 2, up 2. But then W goes right 2, down 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is what we will use to do all these equations over here. So for number 1, we're going to draw the vector, and then we're going to give, it says magnitude, but I also want us to find the direction. So I'll give my little coordinate looking thing, and I'll find the magnitude, the length. So if I'm going to do 4B, B goes down 2. That means 4B will just go down 8. You can pick anywhere to draw this. I'm just going to start right here in the corner. I'll start here, go down 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to label it number 1 in case I'm studying later. That's 4B. So if I'm going to do the direction, I'll write it with my colorful pen. Maybe not. The X direction. This vector does not move left or right. So I'll say 0, comma, this is not working for me. I'll say 0, comma, but it goes down 8. So I'll say -8. Okay, but now the magnitude of 4B, so I'll say the magnitude of 4B, and I have to find the length. Well, the length isn't a negative number, so it'll just be 8. Cool. Number 2 is -W. Okay, well, if W normally goes right 2, down 4, -W go left 2, up 4. So let's draw that. I'll start here. I'll go left 2 and then up 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm ending right here. This is number 2. So there's our -W. Let's figure out the direction. So we went left 2, so -2, up 4, so +4. This time, I can't just count the length like I did on number 1. So I'm going to kind of sketch out a right triangle. The reason I'm sketching out a right triangle is because in order to find the length of this diagonal, I need to do Pythagorean theorem. So if I'm going to find the magnitude of -W, why do none of my pens work? Cool. Pause. If I'm going to find the magnitude of -W, I'm basically doing 2 squared plus 4 squared. So that'll be the square root of 20. We'll need to simplify our square roots. That's 4 times 5, so 2 root 5. Cool. Okay, number 3. for number 3, I want a third of A. Well, A is to the right 3. If I'm only going to go a third of that, we're just going to the right 1. So I went to the right 1. I didn't move up or down at all to find the magnitude of 1/3 A. We went to the right 1, so just 1. Okay, now we're getting into some addition. When you are adding vectors, you have got to connect them head to tail. Okay, the head is your starting point, the tail is the arrow. Head is the point, tail is the arrow. Okay, that's how you have to connect them, and let me show you how to find the answer. So if I'm going to connect A plus B, first I'm going to draw A. So I'm going to go to the right 3. 1, 2, 3. So here's A. So here's the tail. Now I have to add B to it. So from this arrow, I'm going to go down 2. So that's A plus B. Okay, when you connect them, you're going head to tail. However, your answer is the displacement, where you start to where you finish. I started here, I finished here, so this is the side my arrow is going to. This is number 4. Okay, so if I'm going to get my direction, we went right 3, down 2, so that's 3, negative 2. And now for the magnitude. Lucky for us, the right triangle is already drawn. 3 squared plus 2 squared, that's 13. 13 can't be simplified, so I'll leave it as square root of 13. Okay, some of you are noticing that whenever we're doing the triangles, the numbers that we're squaring are already given to us in our direction. So I don't necessarily have to draw this triangle, I can just look at the numbers. So for example, number 2, we did 2 squared plus 4 squared. For number 4, we did 3 squared plus 2 squared. The negatives are irrelevant because if you square a negative, you get a positive. Okay, let's keep going. Number 5, V minus 2A. So I'm going to start by drawing V. Let's see, where should I put her? Over here. Okay, V, I will go right 2, up 2. So that's like this. There's V. And if I'm going to subtract 2A, A goes to the right 3. So if I'm going to subtract, I'm going to go to the left, and it's 2A, so I'm going to go to the left 6. So from the tail. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is our minus 2A. So for our answer is our displacement where we started to where we finished. So this is our answer for V minus 2A. This is the answer for number 5. I'm also called the resultant. Okay, this triangle is not a right triangle. So if you still wanted to go the right triangle route, you could. So you're just sketching this section, but it's easier if you just figure out the direction. So we went left, 1, 2, 3, 4. So negative 4, up 2. So when we go to find the magnitude, I'll do 4 squared plus 2 squared, which is just like number 2, square root of 20, which is 2 root 5. Okay, I'll leave a few for you to practice, but let's look at I'm gonna do number 7 real quick. I'll do it when there's 3 of them. So A plus V minus W. So I'm going to start with A. Let's see. A is to the right 3. Plus V, so up 2 over 2. And if you're going to subtract W, instead of going right 2, down 4, you're going to go left 2, up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And your answer, your resultant, is where you started to where you finished. So this is number 7. Let's figure out the direction. So we went right, 1, 2, 3. And then up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 3, 6. If we're doing the magnitude, a plus v minus w, 3 squared plus 6 squared is the root of 45. That's 9 times 5, so 3 root 5. Okay, y'all give 6 and 8 a try, and I'll post my key for you to check your answer. Okay, make sure you watch the next video on geometric vectors.